Hi, welcome back to another Serger tip clip. I had an email a few weeks ago from a woman who was having a little bit of trouble with her double fold bias binder. Her fabric was a little bit hard to manage, and she wanted some tips on how to make it more manageable and get a good result with it. And I had the exact same thing happen to me one time when I was using a double brush polyester. Have you ever had a binding that looked like this? Well, I did. And as I say, it was a double brush polyester. This woman mentioned that she was using an ITY knit. So this technique and product will work on all sorts of fabrics, and it's fantastic, and it will solve your problem very quickly. And it's this Knit Stay Tape. And you can purchase this in my store, but I just wanted to show it to you because it's very thin, very lightweight, very sheer. So it will give you good body for the fabric on your binding strip without adding bulk. But it also just gives it enough so that you get just a really beautiful finish on the binding around your neckline. So if you have a fabric that's a little bit hard to manage, or you just want to add a little bit more heft to it without making it bulky, this is the thing to use. And when we go to the machine, I'll show you what it looks like. It's fusible. You press it onto the wrong side of your binding strip, and it'll go through your machine very nicely. So let's go to the machine and take a look at it. I did an earlier tip clip on how to use the double fold bias binder. So I won't go over all of the particulars of that today. I'll refer you back to that tip clip. But I will say that I am set up for a narrow cover stitch with the center and right needles in. And I have a stitch length of about 3.5 set up, and my differential feed is on 1 or N. So let's go to the machine and take a look at this in action. I'm all set up at the machine, and you can see that the wrong side of the binding is facing me. And here is our strip of the knit stay tape that's fused to the wrong side of the binding strip. And here's my neckline. So let's get going. And again, just as a little reminder, you don't want to let your knit fabric hang off your table or anything, and you might want to give it a little bit of support as it goes through, just so that it's not pulling and stretching out, because you won't get a good result with it. So let's get going and see how we do. And you can see I'm just letting the edge of the neckline touch the inside of the binding as we go through. I love this attachment. It's just so cool, and it's so super easy to use with just a touch of practice. And I'm just taking my time, and I want to make sure that this, I always like to stop and periodically just check to make sure this isn't pulling and stretching. Okay, let's take a look at what we have. Now this is an ITY knit. I didn't mention that before, but you can see here we have our finished neckline. It's smooth, perfect results, and not bulky at all. And also, I want to mention too that because it's a knit and sheer, you haven't lost any of the stretch on your binding either. So don't worry about that. Thanks for joining me today. And as always, if you have a question or a suggestion for a future tip clip, be sure to send it along. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and that way you'll receive a notification when I post a new tip clip. See you again soon.